A mother's love is captured in every delicate brushstroke, revealing the tenderness with which she cares for her child. Mary Cassatt's work beautifully illustrates the selfless devotion that defines motherhood, a journey of endless sacrifices and boundless love. Through her brushstrokes and compositions, Cassatt conveys intricate emotions and responsibilities that come with being a mother. Let's take a journey into Cassatt's work that explores the everyday moments of maternal love and the roles of women in a society where their contributions were often overlooked. Her oil painting, titled Young Mothers Sewing, produced in 1900, is a prime example. In this work, Cassatt depicts a mother engaged in the domestic chore of sewing, while beside her, a young child stands, leaning gently against her lap. This simple image speaks about the bond they share. The child's posture depicts a desire for closeness and security, an expression of a child's need for their mother's presence. Although the young mother is engaged in her sewing, her awareness of the child is evident, embodying the multitasking nature of motherhood, the ability to care for or nurture even when actively carrying out chores. Cassatt's use of airy brushstrokes and fresh, vibrant colors brings the scene to life, allowing the viewer to feel the warmth and intimacy of the moment, and the eyes to merge the results through the use of her impressionist technique. Mary Cassatt's art often focused on themes surrounding motherhood and the traditional roles of women in society. She had the ability to capture the essence of domestic life, often portraying women as they engaged in everyday activities and routines with children around them. Looking at her paintings, it becomes evident that Mary Cassatt has mastery in creating compositions. In achieving such compositions in her works, she actively used professional models to create her figures, ensuring a level of realism. For instance, in her painting titled Mother and Child, we see a mother in a fashionable outfit with her naked baby seated on her lap. They both look at themselves in a mirror. The child's face reflects on the mirror held in the mother's right hand, while a second mirror on the wall beside them reflects their side view. This interaction perhaps serves as a metaphor for the future of the child, who under maternal guidance will grow into a woman and possibly a mother herself. Cassatt's inclusion of such detail hints at the evolution of the girl child, from the innocence of youth to the responsibilities of motherhood. This highlights not only the physical aspects of caring for a child, but also the emotional and psychological connection that is formed. Mary Cassatt's work was also seen as a subtle commentary on expectations placed on women during her time. She lived in a world where women like her faced restrictions on spaces and opportunities freely accessible to men. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Cassatt's works gained popularity because they resonated with the societal need to idealize women's domestic roles. This was a period when the women's rights movement was gaining momentum, with increasing attention to issues like voting rights, education, and social equality. Yet, Cassatt chose to depict women not as a reinforcement of those norms, but as a way to highlight the significance and dignity of women's work in the home. In addition to her depictions of motherhood, Mary also painted women engaged in reading in her works like Women Reading, created in 1878, and The Boating Party, completed in 1894, which emphasized the quiet strength and independence of women, often placing them in serene, contemplative environments. In doing so, she challenged the traditional passive representations of women in art, instead presenting them as active participants in their own lives. Born into an upper-middle-class family, Cassatt had her own experience, as her parents initially didn't want her to pursue art as a career because they were concerned about her being exposed to feminist ideas. However, she persisted, determined to pursue her passion independently. At a young age, she was exposed to the European arts and culture, living in France and Germany, where she encountered the works of masters like Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, Camille Corot, and Gustave Courbet. At age 16, she enrolled at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, where she studied for 2 years. As one of the few women who pursued art at the time, Cassatt understood the challenges she would face, especially seeing that female artists were often dismissed. She never married, recognizing that marriage might have hindered her career and independence. This allowed her to fully dedicate herself to art, without the societal pressures that often came with marriage. There was a time when one of the 2 paintings she submitted was refused by a jury. A time when one needed to have some sort of acquaintance with a jury to receive favor. It was only accepted the following year after she darkened the background of the painting. Cassatt's work gained significant recognition, particularly in France, where she was praised for her approach to traditional subjects. At the point when her career seemed to be failing, she met Edgar Degas, who invited her to exhibit her works with the Impressionists, a group of people known as the Independents, who started their independent exhibitions in 1874. This group defied traditional conventions in both art and technique, having a preference for plein air painting and the use of vibrant colors in separate brushstrokes with minimal pre-mixing. Degas was an artist who Cassatt admired. She first encountered his pastel works, which left a strong impression on her. Edgar influenced her art with the experimental use of materials, introducing her to etching, a technique in which he was recognized as the master. Training under him improved her skills a lot, becoming part of her success story. She had gratitude towards him, as his mentorship played a role in shaping her journey as an artist. Her unique approach to traditional subjects earned her acclaim, as she brought a fresh perspective to scenes of domestic life and motherhood. Mary Cassatt's art is a celebration of the strength, resilience, and tenderness of women, particularly mothers. Through her work, she captured the quiet heroism of women and the unspoken bond between mother and child. In doing so, she not only left a lasting legacy in the world of art, but also offered a timeless reflection on the essence of motherhood.